Your wife did something, important, and you literally went like this? Like, you think your email is harder than getting a GED? Literally, like, for at least 30% of the population, getting a high school diploma is the hardest thing they'll ever do in their life. It's pretty close for me, except I did some harder things in university. I'm part of like the 40% of society where the hardest thing I ever did in university was like a class in third year or fourth year or something. And then from that point onwards, they're like, here's a piece of paper. Now you can relax. Now all you got to do is wake up on time, like most days, and don't be like a fucking weirdo at work, and then, pay your bills on time. And that's pretty much it. But for a lot of the population, people are like, nothing's going to be harder than like 12th grade English class. And then the rest of their life is just drive into the grocery store. And then they're like, give me $100 for your food. And then you're like, this is $100. And they're like, okay, now you can go home. No way. My job is hard. How hard could it be? Come on. Listen, I've been to many general practitioners, okay? There's doctors in my family. I think that most of the doctors would probably say that med school and like residency was harder than actually being a doctor. Because it seems like being a doctor is just looking at something, asking a couple questions, and then going, there's two paths. I guess there's three. You're dying. We're going to admit you to the hospital right now. I'm going to refer you to a specialist. Enjoy getting a call or an email in 3 months to 10 years. Or the third one is just, well, we'll just keep an eye on it. And it feels like that's like maybe 85% of them. I'm uncomfortable with the amount of plus twos I'm getting here. A lot of people are giving me plus twos here. I'm a nuclear engineer, and high school math is tougher than most of my job. I mean, they really, like, you. This is going to sound a little crazy. Maybe this is my craziest take. I'm not even sure I believe in it yet, but let's figure it out on the fly. I think a high school diploma overqualifies you for most jobs. Now, that being said, I think being 18 when you graduate leaves you very underqualified for most jobs, because you don't have like much life experience. So I think it's cool that there's like, you can spend a little bit more time seasoning as your personality. But like, admittedly, this is based on my own experience. But I was definitely as qualified to be an ESL teacher after graduating from high school as I was graduating from university with a degree in biology. I was a database administrator briefly, which basically involved asking Stack Overflow questions whenever I got stuck, and then taking someone else's code and then copying it into my own database. Nothing I learned in college helped me out there. And I feel like most like white collar office jobs, there's like a little bit of spreadsheet work, but isn't most of it just like replying to emails on time and nicely? I'm not, listen, if you work as like if you're the dude who mans the periscope on a nuclear submarine, if you're making the flight tables for the new rocket that's got to shoot a satellite into orbit, that's like a different story. But if you're just like, yeah, I work at an office, isn't it a lot? Like, after 8th grade, you're probably pretty much good to go, right? You learn how to use Outlook or something like that, and then you learn how to talk to people with some respect, and then you're solid, I think. I couldn't do my job without college. Okay, well, you're probably, in my personal opinion, you're probably in the minority. And that's actually like a good sign for you. College is actually like a huge detriment to my job. It's worked out for me, which is nice, but honestly, I feel like I'd be doing a lot better if I was like a little stupider. Anytime I see an enormous streamer on this platform, they're usually doing or saying like the dumbest shit of all time, and everybody in chat is like, facts, facts. Here's 1,000 gifted subscriptions. That's so true. And I'm like, well, I don't agree with them, but also I haven't lived their life, so it's possible that if we had the same experiences and the same upbringing, I might not have my personal opinion. I might lean a little bit more towards their personal opinion. people were like, what a nuanced take. I'm going to go watch somebody play Fortnite. Anyway,